Hello, hello, here and welcome to my Caliente Kitchen, where I provide caliente recipes and caliente nutrition topics. Clearly, we're not in my Caliente Kitchen, but I am live from Sonoma, California. Today is a very special segment that I'm doing because it touches my heart beyond belief. And I am extremely excited to introduce you one of my heroes, the founder and president of the Chicuchas Wasi School of Girls in Cusco, Peru, Rai Lewis. How are you today?
I'm good. Thank you very much.
Yes. So let me tell you a little bit about the connection of how I met this wonderful woman. She's an amazing person. Well, about 4 years ago, I decided to do something exceptional, something different, something that actually filled my heart and that would actually have changed my life forever. I decided to help hundreds of little girls from the Andes of Peru, girls that are underserved, poor, and they need a lot of help. And my goal then, and it still is to provide 2 hot nutrition meals every day while they're in school. Because if they don't get these nutritious meals, they actually end up with anemia. So it's very important for them to eat balanced so they can learn well. And the way my husband have joined me in the journey, close friends have joined me, and together we've raised over $10,000 already. But there's so much to do. Here I have my friend Anthony Arauza, who joined me to come and visit the girls February, something like that. Yes? February. And he's have been committed to the cause ever since. And then as soon as you meet those girls, you can't just leave them alone. Yeah. Anyhow, I'm also excited to tell you something about Rai. She not only has been committed and devoted her life to help these little girls for the last 33 years, but she just published a new book. It's titled
Jump on the Love Train.
Jump on the Love Train. And today we're going to learn a little more about what the book is all about. So just so you know, the profits of the book helps the girls. So please buy a book today, or 2 or even 10 books, because these girls are going to benefit from you buying this book. The URL is on the screen now, and I'm sure also it's in the comments up there. So please buy a book, but here we're going to learn a little more about the book. So I realized that 32 years ago, when you started this journey, you were moving to Peru. I actually was moving to the United States at the same time, so we crossed pathways. You're going to my country, I'm coming to your country. And I faced a lot of challenges. Language, one, for sure. I didn't speak any English back then. Adapting to the culture. But I wasn't trying to change anything here. It was my own challenges. But you instead not only had to face all those challenges, on top of that, you were trying to change something. How you knocked down those barriers? What let you continue on for so many years? Can you tell us?
I'll do my best.
Yes.
I arrived to Peru. I knew no Spanish. I had no friends. I had a deep yearning to understand what my connection was to Peru. It was calling me. So I lived there just to try to find that connection. And what I found were many, many, many children living on the streets. These kids surrounded me like flies to honey. You know, they would come around and protect me. They teach me very bad words in Spanish that I would happily repeat unknowingly. And little by little, I learned. And these children became my teachers and also showed me who I am.
Wow. That is so touching. That's really touching. I mean, and you have the courage to even do all that. Now, I know you have a question about her book.
Yeah. So, Ray, what is the purpose of the book, and what will the reader will receive from the book?
Thank you. Mm-hmm. My hope is that people in reading this book might listen to their inner voices and respond to a call that may or may not come for them. Sometimes the voice is so silent that you barely hear it. But the world we're in today needs every one of us to do something. If we can do anything to make a difference, not everybody needs to go to Peru. Right here we can do things. So listen and dare to take a risk. Take a leap of faith and make a difference, because you can.
So this book is going to help you make this change that maybe you're wondering, what can I do? You know, like 4 years ago, I knew I needed to do something different in my life, and it just came to me. But sometimes it doesn't come to people. By reading this book, something might come to you. So buy the book today. The URL is in the screen. Buy the book today, please. You're going to love it. So, also, I have another question for you. When you started with mainly street children and living in the streets, but they were mainly boys. But now the switch is all girls. So I would like to know, tell us, why now girls?
Thank you.
Yes.
When I began, I did begin mostly. I created a shelter, and I began mostly with the children, the boys living on the streets. Girls were also abandoned, but they weren't as visible. And little by little, I acquired some of the girls as well. But these children, I lived there for 10 years with the children, I might mention, in the shelter. And during that time, the kids grew up. My Spanish became better. I heard their stories, the hard and raw stories, as well as the amazing amount of blood that these kids could generate and lift my spirits when I felt frustrated. And then I learned from these children, if I wanted to make a difference, as they got older, they said, if you really want to help the street kids, we have to educate the little girls, the indigenous girls, the poor girls who are not considered smart enough to go to school and therefore are not educated. So these little girls become dependent on a male in their future who may or may not be interested in any children that they have from a prior male. So therefore, the abandonment issue grows and grows and grows. And we now, today, we reorganized. My counterpart in Peru, Ruth Uribe.
I love Ruth, by the way.
She's wonderful. Yeah. She's my soul sister. And the two of us connected with our passion to make a difference. She's probably 25 years my junior. She is an educator. I'm a nurse. And together we brought two components of the growth and development needed in children that we could develop and grow bigger. We reorganized the Chicuchas Wasi and created a school. We today have 130 girls in our school. I might mention we actually have several girls at the university level from our program.
Wow. Yes, and I've met some of them actually. So speaking of the girls and learning, and I know they grow their own food. So I actually brought a recipe in their name. We're going to make this delicious Andinian potato salad. Of course, as you know, Peru is potato country, over 5,000 kinds of potatoes, purple potato being one of them, of course, the yellow potato. So I know you had a question about potatoes, Anthony.
Yeah, the potatoes at the school. We would like to know, what's the purpose of the potatoes growing at your school?
What I can say about this is one of the things that happened when we opened up a school and wanted to attract little girls. We had a lot of resistance. We received tons of resistance from both the mothers and the fathers, believing deep in their hearts that their girls could not learn. So obviously we are all women on board, and we definitely turned that around. But with the help of a psychologist, we began working with the parents to help empower them to be better parents, to help learn some of their problems so that some of the dysfunction we could alleviate. And what we found were that the parents over time were very, very proud of their daughters. They had no idea they could achieve so much.
Wow.
And so they began to organize among themselves what they could do with their skill base to make a difference at the school. And these parents are farmers. They showed up and they took every inch of land around the school and planted potatoes and quinoa and corn and carrots and cabbage. And all of this went to supply the kitchen that was giving nutrition to their daughters to help their growth and development. And the issue, yes, we saved money on it, but it wasn't about the money.
No.
It was really about the empowerment of the parents to recognize their worth and their involvement in honoring their daughters.
Yes.
So it's been a real win-win.
I know. I mean, I visited it already 3 times, maybe 4 times already. And every time I see the growth of this school, not only in the number of girls, of course, but also in like the thing I saw also, they had a bakery now, right? They're building a bakery. I mean, it's like, so all the help really helps. So remember, buy the book. Now, the recipe is not in the book. So you'll see the recipe on the screen. I'm going to actually hang this in here. So let's make the recipe together. So we'll make the sauce first. So why don't you pass me the ají? There you go. Now you know what ají is, right? So this is ají, the ají chili pepper from Peru, and the vinegar. This is the vinegar here. Yeah, let's just pour that in there. You can pour that in there.
Like
Yeah,
kind of like the
yeah. Let's do that. Let's mix it together. And you want to help us too? Sure. Yes. Let's pour everything in here. That's the master. There you go. So here I'm going to use the spoon. Yeah, perfect. And now we're making this sauce here that's going to go in the potato salad. This salad here has cilantro, of course. I mean, you know, where every recipe has cilantro here. This is red onions. All right. Red onions, and then we have celery. And then we have green onions as well. So again, this recipe is not in the book, so you have the recipe on the screen. I'm gonna put that in here too, thank you. And then we put the sauce on top. And that's it, voila, we just make it go all around the salad. And again, we're doing this in the name of the girls since they are growing potatoes. And obviously potato is very Peruvian. And I can't believe some people don't like potatoes. They're super nutritious, especially their color. There's 3 times the antioxidant content. All right, so that's enough for now. So I'm gonna taste.
Flavor.
Yeah, the flavor, of course. I give you some so you can taste with a fork. All right. So yeah, there you go.
Women first.
You got. I guess I'll get the purple, and let's just give it a little taste and see how it is. I like that. Oh. All right. So very nice. Remember to very delicious. No. So now we have remember to buy a book because it's going to help these girls for their nutrition, their education. You know, the teachers. Something I haven't mentioned. The teachers are so key for this school. And can you tell us a little bit about the teachers?
Yes. Number one, I love our teachers. They are passionate, dedicated, and extremely qualified. They've been trained especially for our group of children that come to us with some of them with special needs. And they've learned to be social workers as well. And our psychologist works with them and shows them what they can do in an urgent situation. So our teachers are the backbone of our school. Without our teachers, we wouldn't achieve anything. So that's the main.
That's great.
That's the main part of our whole budget.
That is
amazing.
yes.
We have a
Well,
hundred.
the teachers have their own children to support too.
That's true.
And I know when I met the teachers, they love these children like they were their own children.
Very dedicated.
Very dedicated.
Very
Yes,
dedicated.
yes.
Yes.
Well, speaking of what these children learn, we're gonna end this live with a poem that one of the little girls recited to us this last time.
When we arrived.
Exactly, and it's called The Success. So it's in Spanish, but I actually did a translation so you can see it. All right, so thank you for watching. Remember to buy a book, and now I'm leaving you with a poem.
Voy a recitar la poesía El éxito. Si piensas que estás vencido, lo estás. Si piensas que no te atreves, no lo harás. Si piensas que te gustaría ganar, pero no puedes, no lo lograrás. Si piensas que perderás, ya has perdido, porque en el mundo